I expect most of you have quite a good working knowledge of how the basics work. But the advanced capabilities of even the tools we already have, ChatGPT, you can go in there and say, emulate a Linux system. Give it a type of Linux you want, and all of a sudden a prompt will appear. And it will simulate an entire Linux system. It will play advanced game of chess. It'll find all the security holes in a piece of code, right, in just 2 or 3 seconds. It'll write in the style of any known or fictional person. If you have a distinctive name, you can ask it to write like you, because it's read everything you've ever written. And you can have it do all these amazing things. And it remembers a lot of what you ask, which is a real big challenge. That's going to be one of the chills we'll talk about in just a moment. And generative AI really shines at focused work tasks, very specific things. Especially breaking problems down into pieces. It's very good at that and providing solutions. You can ask it to help you do anything you've never done before, and you say, treat me like I'm 5, walk me through every step. And if you don't understand what it says, say, break it down again, even simpler. You can literally do anything. It's like sleeping at Holiday Inn, you become a brain surgeon the next day type of thing. So what it can't do. Well, that's interesting. That used to be what this slide was called, what generative AI can't do. Well, it's also what it shouldn't do. And it's very easy. They actually couldn't release ChatGPT for a while. It was called something else. I can't remember the name of it right now. They discovered that it can do almost it'll help anyone do any kind of criminal or dangerous activity. You can make a virus. It'll teach you how to make a virus, down to sourcing the lab equipment, setting it up, doing every single step of that process, down to the finest level of detail. Will tell you how to do it, right? Or making an explosive or whatever. I'm like, whoa, we can't let this out. That's crazy. And it creates marvelous misinformation and other things. We don't want it to do that. So almost all LLMs, commercial ones, have a safety layer. The open source ones are a lot iffier. Some of them either have a safety layer that you can turn off or don't have a safety layer. They have been trained on data almost as good as the commercial LLMs for the most part. And they're an open question. What's going to happen there? And as you build your model garden, you're going to be very careful about what you let in. And most of the now hyperscalers have these model garden managers, not all of them, but hyperscalers being the big commercial clouds all have big AI offerings now. And they have tools that let you very carefully carry your model in and make sure that it's responsible and safe and trusted and grounded. That's a big word you're going to hear all the time, grounded. The answers are factual and correct. In business, that's really important, because normally you have to check all the output. But for work, we can't really do that. We need AI that's trusted, as I mentioned before. We need trust, and it has to give the right answer. So we see the grounding. And as I also mentioned, we're in the cave painting days. These AIs actually can't produce or process very much information at one time. They're like in the old 4K of RAM days of the 1970s, the first computers. Everyone's like, woohoo, we can do all these amazing things. But I can only write about 200 lines of code before I run out of memory. We're there right now. The context lengths are short. Like if you want AI to create a new molecule, like a drug, right? So most drugs are a single molecule. To do all that work, it can't fit all that in its context window. It's too much information. Can't handle it. It can only handle like 4K. Like most of the off-the-shelf commercial free AIs you get can only handle 4K of information at a time, or 8K or 32K. There's even one, Anthropic says they can do 100K. You can't create lengthy works of intellectual property that really matter yet, but it's coming. I get briefings from AI vendors all the time, and everyone's working on a big context length so you can have it produce new novel machines and new molecules and new organisms. All right, it's amazing what you can do or shouldn't do, right?